All right. Hi, guys. So, yeah, I'm now streaming, and I know I probably should have mentioned that I was, but yeah, sorry about that. But I just thought this would be a nice surprise, and I think maybe what I could do is, I don't know, send a message on Messenger for those who want to know. Um, Yeah, okay, yeah. So it shows I'm live right now. Um, no one's watching, but somebody will, no doubt. Okay, I have one watching, just don't know who, but thank you for joining, and I know others will join as well. Um, so yeah, I'm still working on my busy schedule, so that way I could start able to do, you know, my videos early and everything. So yeah, I'm still working on that, and I do believe that when I do them soon, it might be within maybe 2 days or just sometime this week, but it'll be a surprise. And man, I feel like I have so much to say. Um, like we have so much to catch up on. So let's see. So far, it's been a hot summer. It has. And as of August, it's actually the last month of summer, and we're getting close to fall, to autumn. And I'm so excited about that because autumn is my most favorite season because I was born in the autumn, and I just love the weather, just love everything about it. Including the pumpkin spice, like coffee and everything. I love pumpkin spice, that I really do. So when I have it in coffee, whether it's in a creamer, like coffee mate creamer and my hot coffee, or if it's an iced coffee or a frappe. Either way, it still tastes good, whether if it's hot or cold. And I like my coffee both hot and cold. So I'm not too picky about that. um, so yeah, I'm just so excited that we're getting close to fall, and I just look forward to that. And um, of course, even my birthday is in the fall. It's November 13th. So yeah, I look forward to that, and to Thanksgiving, and of course after that to Christmas. But of course, I do understand for those who don't look forward to Christmas for maybe personal reasons, and that's fine. You know, um, I don't blame you. Like, everyone's different, but for me personally, I've always loved it. Um, yeah, I am excited, and so I'm really looking forward to it. Um, but yeah, like I said, I feel like there's so much to catch up on and everything. So I don't know where to start. I think there are so many things I could just start with. But I think what I will say is that yes, it's been a hot summer and we're getting close to fall, so I really look forward to that. um, but yeah, so far, and yes, I know things have been crazy this year, if you know what I mean, and which is something I won't go into because I'm not political. So yes, even though I do keep my eye on those things and I see the chaos of it, but I just don't go in too deep with that because I just don't like to dwell on something that's just so negative, because anything political, it just really stresses me out. And I don't want to have to hear about it constantly every day, because I feel like the more I do, then the more I'm just going to feel more stress and upset. And I don't want to, I don't want to live like that, like just feeling so upset and stressed about it every day if I hear about it all the time. So no. But yes, like I said, I do keep my eye on those things, and yes, it does frustrate me and upset me to know these crazy things going on, but I just really don't get into it. I just stay out of it, and I don't. I may look at it and just be like, "What?" And after that, I just quickly get off because I'm like, okay, I know, because I like to keep my mind on positive things despite what's going on, because it's always good to um, stay positive, no matter what's going on. Anthony, how are you, Brittany? Hi, Anthony. I'm doing good. I'm up to 2015 and my memoirs. Oh, really? Well, that's great. Good job. Um, so yeah, let me try to send um a message here. So yes, I hope you guys are, doing great and everything. I really do. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing great. Yeah, so far I'm doing good, and everything. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think, what was it? It was not too long ago. What was it, last week? Yeah, it had to be, I think, sometime last week where there was, um, uh, well, it was raining out here, and we were having a lot of thunder and lightning. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. And thank you for asking. Um, so yeah, it was raining hard over here, having really loud thunder, and I'm not kidding. Like the thunder we were having, it was so loud you can actually, you can hear it just clashing together, and to the point where it will startle you. So um, that's how loud the thunder was. And thankfully, despite the intense um, thunder that we were having out here in Arizona, that luckily that the lights didn't went out. So I mean, my light in the room did flicker, but other than that, the lights in the house just did not turn off. The power didn't turn off or anything. So it just stayed on. And yeah, it was just raining hard. But you know what? I love it because I love the rain. I love thunder and I love lightning. So to me, it was just really great. So I'm just curious, like, how's the weather out there? Like any rain, thunderstorms, or maybe really hot weather? Because yeah, it does get hot out here too. Although yeah, I think it gets mostly hot out here. Of course, more in the summer though. real quick. Just doing this. Okay. But yes, I've been watching some movies, some shows, and yes, I gotta say that currently I'm watching a show I've never seen before, and that's Gossip Girl. So I'm actually on season 4 right now and starting tomorrow. Cause yeah, I'm actually gonna be watching the last episodes of season 4, and then I'm gonna start watching season 5 tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, not at all. Yeah, anyone who sees that I'm live, you can watch this live stream, or if you want to join me and chat with me, yeah, go go ahead. I'm sorry, I couldn't get my words out, but yeah. So yes, I am currently watching Gossip Girl for the first time, and we'll start season 5 tomorrow. And even today has been an interesting day. It has. Oh, hang on. Someone sent me a message. Okay. So, and yes, I have said this before, and this is something I'm still considering, and anyone who wants to join this particular live stream, I think that would be great. But for those who have seen the show Supernatural, I'm thinking I don't know when, but I think I would like to do a live stream to talk about the show. Um, yeah, I think that what I do want to share right now with you is that um, I had never watched Supernatural, not even when it first aired. What was it, back in 2003? So, no, was it 2003? I think so. And so I didn't watch it at that time, nor was I watching it at any point around in the mid 2000s around there. Um, I wish I did, but I didn't. But the very first time I did start watching Supernatural was actually, during the pandemic. When everyone was just staying at home. During COVID, during 2020. So yeah, that's when I started watching it for the first time. And, of course, on Netflix. And so when I was watching it for the first time, I just remember thinking, okay, I remember hearing about it a lot and hearing how it's a good show and how there are so many fans of the show itself. Oh, uh, Joey, you never know. Oh, you never watched Supernatural either? Oh, okay. So, have you watched it recently, or have you still not watched it yet? Because even if you haven't, that's all right. In case you haven't. So, I don't want to spoil anything about it. But yeah, for those who have seen it, um, you know what happens and you know how it ends. And because since I know how it ends, it just, uh, I, I, it was unexpected for me, and it's just not something I wanted to happen. But when it did, it broke me because I was just in tears. So, and like I said, I don't want to give it away. So, no, because I know there are some people that like to give out some spoilers or all, but I don't like to give give spoilers, especially for anyone who hasn't seen it. So it's like, nope, I'm not gonna say a whole lot. Oh, you have the series. We'll watch it soon. Oh, okay. All right, that's good. Yeah, yeah, and here's the funny thing because when I was watching it the second time, it was sometime this year, um, of the end of January, and I had finished watching it in May only because I know a lot of people like to binge watch, a show where it's like a lot of episodes in one day. I don't like to binge watch on a show like that, like where it's like episodes all day, every day, and there's nothing else in between. I like to take my time where it's like watching only 3 episodes a day, but then when it comes to the last episodes of the season, like if there's 22, then what I would do is like when it comes to the very end of each season, then it's like okay, then watch two, like 19 and 20, and then the next day watch the other two of the end of that season, which would be 21 and 22, because I just like to take my time watching a show so that way it'll last a little longer. So yeah, that's pretty much what I like to do. But here's the thing, because even when I had finished watching it, all of a sudden I started to miss watching it because I was just so used to, seeing the characters all the time, just by watching it. And of course, I do love the show. So now I'm watching it again for the third time. So right now I'm on season 4. Yep. But yeah, for those who have seen it, comment down below who your favorite character is and everything. You get caught up and addicted. Yeah, I did. Same thing with Buffy because I remember the first time I've watched Buffy, and I just loved it. So I just, it wasn't too long until I watched it again and then again. But then, because I have watched Buffy at least 4 different times, but I haven't seen it since. So now I do miss watching Buffy. So um, I feel like the shows I just might watch back to back would be like Buffy and Supernatural. Um, but of course, I will also watch other shows as well because there are other shows that I love to watch. Love Buffy. Yeah, me too. I think the first time I started watching Buffy was what 2016 or 15, around there. So yeah, and it was also sad how it ended. I mean, even though there are some characters that did survive, but one did not. If I remember, what was that? I think that was a bird flying. I don't know. Um. So yeah. So Joseph. Just curious. So who's your favorite character? Of Supernatural, or in case you haven't watched it yet, you don't. Um, you may not know yet, or you might know. Um, when you do watch it on No Dust. Oh yeah, and then Spike. Yeah, yeah. It was so sad how they both died, and even the way Anya died. I did not see that coming, and I just didn't like that. It's just one of those things where everything's happening and you're not thinking what could happen, but then when it does, you're completely shocked and you're just like, what? Like, I wasn't expecting for this character to die like that, and yeah, it's not fair. So, um, so Joseph, I just want to ask you, would you like to join here in the stream? I could try to add you if you want. But yeah, oh, and I gotta say this because that I have been watching um, Supernatural. I've actually had some very interesting dreams about the show, and I'm thinking of okay, all right, okay, let's see. I think I might have to send you the link, right? Yeah, I would think so. Okay. So yeah, but yeah, very interesting dreams about the show itself, and each like it's funny because each dream of Supernatural is not like so like intense and scary. It's more like where it is a bit scary because of the supernatural things going on, but it's also end up being funny. So yeah, I definitely want to share those dreams, turn them into a dream video. Oh, okay. Okay, hey now. Okay, how am I gonna do this? Okay, you're on Facebook? Okay. Um, share. Okay. Uh, share your. Okay. Wait, what? This is getting interesting. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna work or not. I have no idea. Or Instagram. Okay. All right. Yeah, I noticed that StreamYard here actually did an update, which I think it's great. Okay. All right, hang on. I have the link here, so I'll send it. Well, type it more likely. But yeah, I would love to start watching Buffy again because I feel like it's been a long time since I've rewatched it. So I feel like, okay, I need to watch it again because, I miss it. And I feel like it's just one of those shows where I'm just going to keep coming back to it to watch again and again, along with um, Supernatural as well. No doubt about it. But yeah, I also had some interesting Buffy dreams as well. All right, so I just shared the link here. Yeah, okay, yeah, you saw it. yeah, so how was your day? I hope everyone's having a good day. Okay. Hmm. Okay, and um, but yeah, so far, oh, what is that? Is there something on my foot? No, no, there isn't, but kind of felt like there was. But now it's just starting to feel numb. Oh, whoops. Alright, so I know you're not on here yet, but yeah, let me know. Um, yeah, when you'll join, and then I'll add you. Um, yeah, we'll definitely share those supernatural dreams for sure because it's just um interesting and funny. Yeah, it really is. Even because yeah, there were two Buffy dreams that I had that I did share, that I did do a video on. And so, yeah, yeah, those were good. Although the other one I had was very interesting, but then sometime later it just got confusing. So it went like this. It went from interesting to a bit confusing, and then a little later it just got scary. Okay. All right,
Oh,
hey, now I'm gonna add Joey on here. Hello?
hey, can you hear me okay?
Okay, I see a screen popping up. Okay.
Let me know if you can hear me.
All right, hey, now still loading. So, oh, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, hi.
Hey, how's it going with you?
It's going good. How about you?
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So, how have you been?
I'm doing pretty good. And speaking of binge watches, I had never seen The Sopranos before, and I just did the whole thing of The Sopranos to get ready for a stream. So I did the same thing as you. I was watching 3 or 4 episodes every day, but then I started getting addicted to it, and I started like doing like 10 episodes in a day, and I did with 13 seasons in a 13 episodes in a season. So I was just really getting, you know, blowing through them. So you get caught up with the characters. And I understand what you said when you said you missed them because you watch them so much, and then you get used to
Yeah,
them and you want to see what's going on. So I do the same exact thing.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I'm just curious though, because I didn't want to spoil anything, but have you seen Supernatural before?
I'm probably the only person in the world that hasn't seen Supernatural. I know it was a big hit. It was on for a long time, and I know the two brother characters. I know Jensen Ackles. I've seen him in a lot of stuff. So um, I got the series, and I'm gonna have to start binge watching it. If I would have known you were doing this, I would have started binge watching it already, so I would have been prepared instead of coming on incomplete.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's okay. But yeah, but when you do, yeah, let me know, because yeah, I remember because I was actually thinking about doing a live stream about Supernatural, and I still want to do that. I just don't know when. Like, I don't know, maybe somewhere in September or October, around there.
Well, October would be great because that's
Oh,
getting to the spooky time. So Supernatural's a great show for that time.
oh yeah, yeah, definitely, exactly. And even though there's some things I would like to spoil, like to give away, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to, because I know you haven't seen it yet, so I'm not going to.
Well, don't let me spoil the show for you. I mean, this is your show. I don't want to. I don't want to. You know,
Mhm,
if you, I'm still gonna watch it regardless.
mhm.
Like I said,
Okay.
I know it was a huge hit, and it was just a show that escaped me. I didn't. It's my kind of show because I like that kind of stuff. I mean, I love Buffy and I loved Angel and all that kind of stuff. So, but
Oh yeah.
I'll definitely binge watch it pretty soon.
All right. Yeah, it sounds good. And it's funny how I've never saw it before, it when it first aired at the time, and how I only came to watch it for the first time back in 2020, and I thought, well, I think I should, because I love anything that's supernatural, paranormal, and I thought, yeah, this would be a great show to watch. So when I did start watching it, I just find myself just loving it, and just um, it really enjoying it, and of course loving the characters and everything else. And I'm just like, this is great. Like, okay, how come I didn't watch this sooner? But yeah, that's what I thought. Like, oh, well, I'm surprised I didn't watch this sooner, but at least I am now.
Oh yeah, it's better late than never. It's the same thing. Like when I binge watch a show that I've never seen before that was popular and was on for a while,
Mhm,
you're thinking, where was I during this? Well, how did I miss this? So, but
mhm.
it's always good to catch up on something that's kind of like your style, and you get to enjoy it all over again. And so, but I mean, how long was that show was on for? Like what, 15 years, something like that?
Yeah, yeah. It was on for 15 years, and yeah. So when it ended, it actually ended in November in 2020, and that was when I was watching it, and I was catching up with all the seasons. And because I had became so attached to the characters, and knowing the with the characters that I loved, and one of them in particular that I'm not going to say who, but one that died, which I did not expect it to die at the of how the show ended. It just made me cry, because I never wanted that to happen. So when it did, I'm like, oh great, like why do you have to? I didn't want this to happen.
Well, I hate when they do that too because when you watch a show for so long, you get invested into a character and you start to like them and you get used to them, and then all of a sudden, they killed off for whatever reason. I know a lot of shows got to do a shock ending, a shock killing or unexpected killing to boost the ratings and stuff like that. But I always hate
Yeah,
when one of my characters gets killed off because you feel like one of your buddies just got it.
exactly. And because and I will admit this, because with the character that did got killed at the end of the show, I have a crush on that particular characters, and he went through so much, and I just believed he deserved a whole lot better to get a happy ending, but he never got that. So instead, with him being killed off the way he did, I was just so sad. I just couldn't stop crying after that.
Yeah, like I said, you get invested in the character, and then what kind of
Yeah,
sucks is when you go back to watch the show again, you know what happens to that character. So it always that kind of bothers me when I'm watching a show and I know a character that I love gets killed sooner or later. So
yeah,
it's always a little tough.
yeah, exactly. I think I don't know if it's the same way when you watch a movie, because it's like when you watch a movie, you know what which character is gonna die, and then when they do, and then you just feel sad all over again.
Yeah, I think for a movie is a little bit different. I mean, I got a lot of movies that I love that like,
Yeah,
the character gets killed off for whatever reason. You're like, why did they kill him off? Well, he was a really cool character or a likable character. But I guess when it's a TV show and you're watching the same character like maybe for seasons every week, and when that character gets taken away, it's kind of like a maybe like an empty feeling, like a void. Like the show is not the same at that time.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, Hi guys, Martin, Jen. Hi, um, Martin. Okay, he says, um, okay, let's see if I could get his message on here. Evening. It's 2:50 a.m. in the morning. You mad woman. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry because I was going to do a live stream much earlier, but something came up, so I thought, okay, no matter what time it is, I'm still gonna do it. So yes, I might be a mad woman, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think he's like 7 hours ahead of us. Well, you're I'm 3 hours ahead of you because you're on the West Coast.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm out here in Arizona, and it's 6:52.
It's 9:52 here in New York.
Brittany. Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh. Martin says, Bernie, tell Jen not to put the gummy bears in the microwave. She put gummy bears in the microwave? That's interesting. Did they melt it? Did they liquefy? Oh, he's saying no, not you, Brittany. Jen is saying it's evening. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Hey, Trendy. Hello. Okay, so who's your favorite character from Buffy?
Oh, that's of course Buffy.
Yeah.
But I love the character Giles. Because I love how I always like it when there's like a menace, like the villain of the season, and they all got to meet together. And Giles is always explaining how um, it's essential to get this done, or get this secret potion or this weapon to destroy this thing. And they're all meeting up, and that's when they started calling themselves the Scooby Gang. And so I love Giles, of course. Angel. I thought Angel was a badass character. He was the vampire with a soul, which was different, and like he was a really bad vampire, evil, and now he's he was kind of like the trying to make amends for all his past doings. But then when they made him evil again, and he kills off a main character in season, I think it was season 2 or 3. That was like,
Mhm.
wow, I had never seen that on TV before, where a really good character kills off a good character because he's been turned evil. So I would say Buffy, Giles, Angel, and then of course Spike. When Spike came into it, I fell in love with him. He was just like cool. I thought he was English. I didn't know he was from L.A. because I never saw him in anything but Buffy. So I thought he was from England or something. And then when I heard him speak, and I was like, wait a minute, what happened to his voice? And so I was like, wow, that's how good he was. His English accent was amazing.
Yeah, yeah, I thought that too. That's what I thought the first time. And when I saw an interview of him and when I heard his voice, I was like, wait, what? So even that took me by surprise too.
And I think they missed the boat. They should have done a spin-off. I know they had Spike go on Angel towards the end, but they should have had like a Spike series. I think that would have done great, but I don't know why they I know they're going to reboot it now. Not reboot it, but I know they're bringing back the original cast. So I hope Spike comes back too. But they really should have did a spin-off with him because his character was just really likable. And even though even when he was a bad guy before he became an anti-hero, when he was a bad guy, you still liked him because he was just he was funny and he was daring and different. So I always gravitated towards his character too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And yeah, I agree. Um yeah, I love Spike and yeah, I also love Buffy and Giles. Definitely. And Willow.
Yeah, you had to have Willow in there.
Hmm.
What'd you think about the storyline when they made her eat like the evil witch?
Like Dark Willow?
Yeah, that shook me up. I never thought I was going to see something like that before.
Yeah. Yeah, that really yeah, shocked me because yeah, I didn't think that would ever happen to Willow, her turning to the dark side like that. But with it only happened because when she lost her girlfriend, Tara, and knowing that when it happened so fast and it was right in front of her, and it was just so heartbreaking.
Yeah, definitely, and it was a random thing because he shot the gun and the bullet hit her, and then
Completely devastated. And yeah, what were you gonna say?
well, I was going to say that when she got revenge for Tara, when she like skinned that guy alive, like when she just that was like probably one of the most brutal death scenes I've ever seen on TV.
Yeah, yeah, that really disturbed me um because yeah, I wouldn't have blamed her for killing him, but when she did that, that's not what I had in mind at all. To me, it just felt like it went too far with that because I thought, okay, if you're gonna kill this guy for what he did, for taking someone that you love and took her away from Willow, I thought, well, why not kill him in a different way? Because to completely rip off his skin like that, um, I just wasn't expecting that because when that happened, my jaw just dropped and I got chills and like, oh my gosh, like, no, 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 what just happened?
Yeah, when I know the critics were at the time they were criticizing it. They were saying that it was getting too dark and too violent because there was a lot of violent deaths on the show. But like on live TV, well not live TV, but on TV, it just he just I remember he was standing there and then she just did the thing with the hands, and his skin just came up, and I can still see his face without the skin. Oh my god, it gave me the chills.
Yeah,
That was brutal.
yeah, yeah. That was really brutal, and yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that in a show before, and to have seen that, especially with Willow going to the dark side, I was just, I was actually getting, scared and, concerned for her because I'm like, okay, if she goes too far, she's gonna lose herself completely, and none of us want that.
Yeah, I was hoping that they wouldn't kill her off to show it, where they had to kill
Yeah,
her.
yeah, no, yeah, cause yeah, I just thought, yeah, she's already, uh, going really dark here, and yeah, I just thought if she does anything worse, she's gonna lose herself, and if she loses herself, then she's gonna become, this villain, and she's not gonna go back to being herself, to be Willow again. And the thought of that was just scary. Like, oh no, no, we can't lose a character like that. Where also now they become this villain, and now they're not themselves anymore.
Yeah, especially her. She was a really a sweet character that you look forward to seeing. And she was always the shy type and the nerdy type, and now all of a sudden she was like the ultimate evil witch. Gone, she was okay, nice witch, but then her girlfriend was killed, then that changed her, and she went dark, and her eyes got dark, and she had those veins in her face and everything, and she was really intimidating looking.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And even when, because yeah, with her eyes dark and her hair got dark and the black veins, and even later in the magic shop when she was fighting against her own best friend Buffy, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, no. So, but she only kept yeah, the reason why she was in the dark side because she was so consumed uh, by the rage, and the grief, and it can do that. Like, grief has a way of turning people, where they're filled with rage and they become this person where they're not themselves. And I think the show did that, but in a more different way in Buffy, like in a more uh, uh, magical, supernatural kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they were showing you too that anybody could, if you suffer a tragedy and you allow yourself to become angry and bitter, that you
Hmm.
can go in that direction too. Because she was like the ultimate nice person, um, and then she became something that almost got too out of control for them to handle. So that was good storytelling for that season.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. And but yeah, I like the way they did it, and I also liked how at some point, she did came back to herself, but when she did, it was quite different. But and I think when she did came back, I think she had to go away for a while because she had to. I think she needed some time to herself to heal.
Yeah, it was almost like it was like a witch's rehab, to help her get in touch with her powers again, and get away from the whole dark side because she would have been too powerful to leave unchecked.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Um, but yeah, there's this interesting dream I had of Buffy, and I think when I shared it, it was trying to think, maybe 5 years ago, I think. But yeah, if you ever want to watch that video, you can check it out because it went from interesting, then something else happened where it got confusing, like how did that happen? But then something else happened where it just was scary. And the moment that happened, I just woke up.
Wow. I'm going to check that out. I know you told me about the one dream that you had a long time on Martin's show. That was so you never know what dreams how they're going to affect you, and if you can dream about anything at any given time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Um and yeah, I think that this is something I'm kind of hesitant to share on my channel, and that would be um, my nightmares, only because I think if I were to share some of them, it might be in October, but at the same time, I'm hesitant because some of my nightmares are about my fears, especially about my fear of spiders, of the really big ones, and it's just terrifying.
Yeah, I'm with you for that. I don't like spiders. I don't like the little ones either. So it doesn't have to be big. Any kind of spider I do not like. If I see one, I'm just like I saw one on my windowsill the other day. It was on the outside of my screen. I just flicked them so they wouldn't get in.
Oh gosh, really?
Yeah, I don't like spiders and heights would be my two biggest fears.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't like heights either. Yeah, I think with me, I get vertigo, and as with spiders, hi Drew. Yeah, as with spiders, I've been scared of them since when I was quite young, especially when I first watched Arachnophobia, because where I used to live, there were like daddy long legs
Oh,
in the house where I used to live, but I never really seen other different kind of spiders, especially big ones. So when I saw that there are different ones and ones that are big, and when I've seen those ones in the movie of Arachnophobia, when I saw them, I was just so scared, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like what is that? And then when I came to realize it was a spider, but big and different and scary looking, I was just scared. And so I just remember just feeling like this very awful feeling, like I get this bad feeling about them. And so since then, I've been, uh, yeah, terrified. And what traumatized me from the movie is the wine cellar scene.
yeah. That whole movie was just creepy. I mean, the cellar scene and the scene when the old guy puts his foot in the slipper and he gets bit on the foot by the spider. Ever since I saw that, I always check my sneakers now or my shoes. I'm just ever since I saw that because I would hate to put my foot in something and then have something just grab me and bite me.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And yeah, I even do this too, because of my fear of spiders. What I do is that um, even before I go use the bathroom, I'll check all the corners and even the floors of the bathroom, because yeah, there have been times where I would use the bathroom and the spider would be there and wouldn't even know it, and by the time I find out, I would jump and I would practically just have to run out of there, and I'm like, oh. And so yeah, now I always check the bathroom before I go, um, and everything, and even before I go to sleep too, I'll check everywhere, check all the corners in my room, just to make sure there's nothing there.
Yeah, I don't blame you, because who the hell wants one of those things crawling on you when you're sleeping? That would be the ultimate. Like you wake up and all of a sudden the thing's on your face. I don't care how big or small it is. That's creepy.
Ugh, yeah, definitely creepy. And like even to see them in person, like yeah, I do get scared seeing them in person, but I also get just as terrified even just to see like a picture of them or seeing them on TV, like if it's in a show or in a movie, and if they show it either if it's from far, I still get scared, but when they show it really up close, I'm like screaming.
Let me tell you real quick about this video my sister sent me a while back. And it's one of those, like, had the on Instagram or Facebook, you get these little funny videos and stuff like that. Anyway, it was
Mhm.
this guy opens his refrigerator door and he's looking for something to eat, and he's looking around like he sees something and you don't know what it is. And then all of a sudden he puts his face all the way in the refrigerator, and all of a sudden this big spider comes out and grabs his face. And it happened so fast. I actually jumped, and I never jumped from just a video or when I'm watching something, but it just happened so quick, and it was like you saw the thing come out behind like a bottle or something, and then all of a sudden it just charged him, like flew, and it was on his face, and then the video ended. I was like, oh my god, that was creepy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is terrifying.
Yeah, it freaked me out.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets?
I've never seen a Harry Potter film yet.
Okay.
But I know
Because
people. I know people that watch them and love them. So I know they're really good.
yeah, because yeah, those are good movies. Although I will say this just to let you know ahead of time, but in that one, which is part two, um, there is a spider in that one, except it is gigantic and it lives in the Forbidden Forest in the story, and it's so big. It's scary, and it talks. And so the character Harry and his best friend Ron, they have to go talk to this giant spider, and they have to talk to him about something. And so, but I remember a long time ago when it came out, and when my dad took me and my sister to see it, I think he knew me and my sister were scared of spiders, so he told us not to look. So I covered my eyes. I'm thinking, okay, what's going on? But then it wasn't until when I was older, when I watched it again, and when I saw there was this giant spider in the woods, in the forest within the movie, I remember just like I froze and I screamed when it got closer. And I remember just like hiding under a blanket, and I can feel like my arms just shaking.
Wow, that
Yeah.
was creepy. Yeah, I said spiders. I mean, if you did people's top 10 fears, top 5 fears, I think spiders would be up there every time to somebody.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I don't blame them. Like it's a very common fear, and I think not only because what they look, there's just something else about them that's just so unnerving. Like, I would say there's just something about them that's spiritually unnerving and unsettling, that it just feels like dark and evil, and it gives me chills.
The only spider that I didn't have a problem with was Charlotte's Web. The book and the cartoon.
Yeah, because it's funny because I remember thinking that too, because I grew up with a cartoon, and yeah, I was okay with it, but like when it comes to seeing the real thing and how terrifying looking they are, it's like I can't handle it because um I'm just gonna lose it. I'm gonna freak out and scream bloody murder.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to watch too many things with bugs in them. They just
Mhm.
creep me out anyway. So I try to avoid them because I know if I watch something like if there's something with snakes or a cockroach or something like that, I'll be paranoid in my head. I'm like, I'm hope there's nothing like that in my place, you know. So yeah,
Oh
I think
yeah.
that everybody's fear is being asleep and having something crawl on you, and ugh, I would just
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like, yeah, certain bugs either, especially cockroaches. Yeah, those ones they just disgust me. And what I find unsettling is that I think I can't remember. I think they can live without their head for, what is it, a week, 3 weeks?
oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've heard something like that, and I remember hearing that. I'm like, what? Like, who? Like, what kind of insect can live without their head? Like, ugh.
Yeah, that's really, you have to be creepy to be able to live without your head. So that is creepy.
Uh, yeah, that's very creepy.
Did you ever see the movie Creep Show?
Creep show?
Creep Show. It's came out in the early '80s. It's a classic now. It's by George Romero and Stephen King. It's like a bunch of stories, like in a comic book form. And there's one story where this guy lived in this very nice apartment, um, and he was a clean freak, and he didn't like any bugs. And all of a sudden, there was roaches everywhere in his apartment, and and no one could help them because they thought he was crazy. Because every time someone would come, the roaches would scatter and hide, and then the roaches end up attacking him, and he died. And then you see the apartment's empty except for him, and then all of a sudden his body starts to shake. He's dead, and all of a sudden the roaches all come out of his body. I can't even watch that story anymore because it's so creepy.
Oh, yeah, I think I do remember. Yeah, I think I have seen that because as you're mentioning it, uh, yeah, I start to remember it, and here's the funny thing, because I think ever since I watched it, I think somehow my mind just forgot about it. But then it's like now I remember, like, oh yeah, now I remember. Ugh.
Yeah, I wish I could forget. I wish I could forget about that, but it's tattooed in my brain.
I know, like, yeah, I think it's funny how our minds work like that. Like sometimes, like when we see something, it's like we want to forget, and I think sometimes our mind can block out those things so that way we won't remember it. But then there's just some other things where our mind will never forget, like whether it's something grotesque, something heartbreaking, or something terrifying, traumatizing, and there's just some things our minds can block out, and which I think is good. But then there are some things our minds will just never forget.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna scar you, and sometimes even when you block it in your brain, there could be something like years later that makes you all of a sudden remember that because you're seeing something maybe similar, or it could just pop into your brain for
Yeah,
whatever and traumatize you all over again.
exactly. But yeah, yeah, I do know that's what um arachnophobia did, like with the wine cellar and how he was fighting with those two giant spiders to kill them, and especially one that was crawling on him, and seeing the close-ups of the eyes, like, yeah, that has traumatized me where I know I'll never forget that.
Yeah, there's certain things that you saw them and you never want to see them again.
Exactly. No. And when I did first watch it, I think I was 8 at the time. So yeah, it tries me quite young. Uh,
Like I
but
said,
huh? What was that?
oh, I was gonna say, anything with spiders though, it's just the way they crawl and like even if you see one in a shadow, like if you ever see a spider where it's walking like behind a light and it looks bigger than what it is, but you can see the shadow and they could be walking on the ceiling or walking on the wall, but they look bigger because it's a shadow, and then when you get to them, they can be this big, but it's still creepy though.
Yeah, it was getting dark, but whew. Yeah, and I know some people will say like, well, even if you have a certain fear, phobia of something, why not, try to face it and overcome it. But I mean, for those who might want to overcome their fear, I think that's fine. But as for me, I'm okay with being terrified of spiders because I would rather be scared of them than not to be scared.
Yeah, I know they talk about overcoming your fears is a good thing, but I don't want to. I really don't want to be near spiders or be up high anywhere. So I'm kind of fine being afraid too.
Yeah, well, that's good. Um, let's see. But yeah, I do know that even talking about them can be like, oof, like it could give you chills.
Yeah, that would be a great show. You talk about people's phobias and fears, what they are, because I'm surprised. I know there's people that are afraid of clowns. I have a friend that's afraid of clowns.
Me too. well, uh, well, because yeah, I find them creepy, especially. Let's see. Not only do I find Pennywise the clown creepy, but even Art the clown, like, he's terrifying, especially the way he kills people in those movies is horrific and so brutal. I'm like, oh no, 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 no.
Yeah, I love Pennywise. He doesn't really bother me too much at all, but and I've never seen the Terrifier, but I've seen clips of some of the killings that he does, and it kind of like made me not want to watch him because I know he's very popular. When you go on social media, they're always posting Art the Clown memes or Art the Clown this, and but he was doing this killing this one woman, and it was done in such a horrific fashion. I was like, oh, I don't think I could watch these movies.
Yeah, so the one that you saw, was it from the first one?
He was in a woman's bedroom, and he He was cutting her forehead, and he was pulling her scalp back. And
Oh,
then, at the
yeah.
same time, he was like stabbing her. I'm like, he was stabbing her in the back, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one was part two, and because yeah, I remember I did watch those movies, but I only watched it once, and when I did, I was I just remember feeling so unsettled by how he was killing these characters in those movies, and I it had me so unsettled to the point where I just felt like this pain in my stomach, like my stomach hurt, like it hurt to physically see it, but it also hurt to see it visually, and I'm like, oh, like okay, I want to close my eyes and forget that I saw all of this.
That's how I felt. I wish I could have unseen that, but someone posted it. It was like on Instagram. Someone posted it as their story. So it was like a 30-second clip of it. And I said, well, if I'm having trouble watching this clip, I'm going to have trouble watching the movie, the whole movie. So, I mean, like,
Mhm.
I've watched all the Jason and Michael Myers and Freddy's and Chucky's, and they all seem mild compared to Art the Clown.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. So what do you think of Ronald McDonald?
It was funny you mentioned it. I just saw a commercial with him on YouTube, and I don't know. He's kind of creepy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. I don't think they get the whole McDonald Land theme, and I was never a McDonald's person, but yeah, he was always kind of creepy. He always had that smile on his face and the big red shoes, and he was just lingering around. I don't know. I just thought he was kind of creepy.
Yeah, yeah, he is creepy. Um, have you seen the movie Vertigo?
The Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's a classic. I love that movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a good movie. And I don't know if you heard this song though. I'm pretty sure you have because I remember there was a song that I was listening to even when it first came out at the time, and somehow the music at the beginning reminded me the music of Vertigo in a way, and I'm like, why does it sound like that? But it's actually the song of Born This Way by Lady Gaga. Like somehow the music of the intro almost kind of sounds similar to the music of Vertigo, and it just kind of reminded me of that in a way.
Oh, that can happen. Sometimes they can incorporate maybe a sample, or maybe they're a fan of that music too, and they use it for some reason. But I've had that before where I've heard a song, and it remind me of a music from a movie, and then it'll put me in the mood to actually watch the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Um, but yeah, I think that's quite interesting. And I think what I also want to ask is, like, have you ever like heard a certain song or like, let's say a movie music theme, and then the moment you hear it, that you know your ears perk up and your eyes get wide and you get so excited when you hear it.
So like you mean a movie score, a theme from a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple. I mean, one would probably like Rocky, the whole training montage song. Uh, when I hear that, that puts me in a good mood. Or Reservoir Dogs, the don't know if you ever saw the Quentin Tarantino movie, Reservoir Dogs. In the beginning, after they're done in the diner, they play that beat as they're all walking. It's kind of like a cool walk to it. I love that song. That puts me in a good mood when I hear that.
Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about that movie. Haven't seen it, but
Oh,
yeah,
you would love
it.
you would love it. Trust me.
All right, yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Cause yeah, even like when I hear the theme of Jurassic Park, I just get so excited. Um, even
So it's a good one.
yeah. Martin says, Brittany, what did you think of Jurassic World Rebirth? I know you're such a big fan of the franchise, like myself. I'm interested uh, to get yourself. Huh? What? Um. So yeah, I did saw Dread. I actually liked it. It was yeah, it was of course quite different from the other ones. Yeah, I actually really liked it. Yeah, I did enjoy it. So yeah, I will do a review on that one. But yeah, I did like the T-Rex scene in that one. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it. I've seen all the other films. I haven't seen the new one yet, but I'm gonna see it soon. I mean, was it as good as the previous ones?
Oh, that's good. It's yeah, yeah, it's quite good, and it's yeah, I did liked it.
Do you have a favorite movie franchise?
Um, yeah, I do. It is Jurassic Park.
No.
And I do love it. And yeah, I do like each movie, but I think one that only one that's my favorite, and that's the first. Yeah, the first one will always be my favorite.
Yeah, the first one's classic. I love the first one.
Yeah, because so yeah, when the first one came out, I was a year old at the time, and so yeah, I was just crying and screaming. Of course, which is understandable, but watching it, I actually grew up loving it quite young as a child, and I think at some point, I was no longer scared of the T-Rex because I actually loved it, and I was just mesmerized by the T-Rex.
Well, that first movie when the kids are trapped in the kitchen and they gotta hide. That's intense.
Yeah, it was. It's it's definitely intense, and I don't know if anyone has heard this um, in the movie before, because when I was watching Jurassic Park on my laptop, and in that part of the scene of the kitchen scene, you can hear the velociraptors make a certain sound, like a certain screech sound, and I never heard it before. And I remember thinking, okay, is it just me, or uh, did they somehow enhance the sound of the movie, from on the website? Because when I watched it on DVD, I never really heard that sound before. But then watching it on my laptop, I did. I'm like, okay, that's kind of creepy. I never heard that before.
I don't know who did the special effects for the first one. But whoever did it, they did a great job with everything. The way the creatures, the dinosaurs looked, and the sound, and I remember just seeing that and just being blown away by it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I was blown away too. Hey Drew, I hope you guys are um enjoying the stream. But yeah, what I find interesting is that the pitch sound that the velociraptor makes, I've heard is actually a dolphin underwater.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I remember when I read about that, I was just quite surprised because I was just thought, really, like a dolphin underwater making that kind of screeching sound, which is something they used for the velociraptors to make. And I thought, well, hey, that's perfect.
It's kind of a genius idea if you think about it. A dolphin. Who hears a dolphin screaming underwater?
Exactly. And I think for anyone to hear that sound, they would probably think, okay, well, what's going on? What was that?
Do you have a favorite movie from the franchise? You said the first one, right?
Yeah, yeah, the
Yeah.
first one. Um, Trenchy says Jurassic Park 3 is underrated. Yeah, yeah, I do like Jurassic Park 3. Although, yeah, I do love the first one more, but I'll still watch part 3. So which one's your favorite?
I gotta go with the first one. I always say for a lot of the films because the first one's always. I mean, I know there with certain franchises they get sometimes they get better or sometimes they get worse. Um, the first one I thought was so perfect that you can't top it. Um, with the whole cast that they had and just the way it was done. You had never seen anything like that before. If you the the old movies I grew up watching as a kid, they were all like stop motion, and they look kind of like weird. But this,
Mhm.
they look like they were so real looking, and when they would come out of the woods or out of the trees, and the sound that they would make, it was really terrifying. You put yourself in their shoes, being on that kind of a island with all these dinosaurs that are supposed to be extinct, and now here they are hunting you and trying to eat you, and everyone's got their own deadliness. Like one can spit out stuff and make you paralyzed and kill you while you're just laying still, and so that blew me away so much that I always have to go with the first one as my favorite.
Oh yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, because the first one is just really great, and I think nothing can top the first one. And have you read the book?
Didn't read the book, just the movies.
Okay.
How did you like the book?
Um, I only read a little bit of the book, but I would have to continue to read it more. But I've heard that there's a very gruesome death in the book about how Dennis Nedry dies, and so um, yeah, when Steven Spielberg directed it, I believe he didn't want to film such a brutal, gruesome death scene for Dennis Nedry. So of course they had to kill him off, off screen. But from what I've heard, that Wayne Knight, who placed in Miss Nedry that he wanted to he wanted his character's death scene to be filmed because I think he felt his character deserved um, to be killed off the way he did because of what he was doing, and he just wanted that, and that surprised me. Like, wow, well, so for you playing this character, you actually want your character's death scene to be filmed so graphically, but I'm actually glad that they didn't and they just killed him off screen because if they had shown it, that would have changed the tone of the movie and that would have been traumatizing, for kids to see.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of kids saw that movie and still see these movies to this day. And you don't want to have something that's gonna be too. I mean, it's scary enough with the dinosaurs and everything, but you don't want to have something that's too intense for the kids. But I wish they would have made like. I was never a fan of off-screen deaths, like when someone goes, "I'll get you," and then they run off and they scream and they're gone, they're dead. I want to see it happen. And that's just me. But I mean, like I understand why. Um, for the kids and stuff like that. But I never liked off-screen deaths. I always wanted to see what happened to the person.
Mm,
That's just how I am.
okay. Yeah, I think it's kind of different with me. I think sometimes I don't mind an on-screen death, especially if it comes to the villain being killed off. Then yeah, okay, well, why not show how this bad guy, this villain gets killed off? But if it's seeing how a good character, how the good guy gets killed off, and to see that, I'm just like, no, like I don't want to see that. And so sometimes I don't mind an on screen death, and sometimes I don't mind where a character gets killed off screen. So it just kind of depends.
Did you ever see the movie Pitch Black
Pitch Black.
with Vin Diesel and Cole Hauser? Um, I mean, if you like Jurassic Park, you would love Pitch Black because it's got these creatures. They're like really intense. They come out at nighttime, and
Mhm.
they once they get a hold of you, they tear you apart. But in the movie, Vin Diesel's a convict, and you think he's the really bad guy. But he's got bad reputation, and Cole Hauser is the bounty hunter, and you think he's the good guy, but the roles are reversed. Cole Hauser is really the bad guy, and Vin Diesel is the good guy. But anyway, in the whole movie, that Cole Hauser is just a real jerk. He's just mean. He's nasty to the kid. He's nasty to the women. Then finally, at the end, when he is about to get killed by the creatures, they just tear him apart, and you see it. He's like going all over the place. The legs over here, arms over there. So, but it wasn't close up. You kind of saw it from a distance, I guess. So it wasn't too bad though. But I thought that was a really intense part in that movie. But if you ever see it, Pitch Black, I think you would enjoy that if you gave it a chance. If you like Jurassic Park.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I'll definitely check out that movie. Yeah, sounds like a good one. Martin says the kills are very graphic, and both novels were. The first one, Compies eat a baby in his crib. Yeah, that part I did read. And the Dilophosaurus disembowels Nedry. Yeah, I've read about that. The Junior T-Rex plays with a still alive character as it eats him. Oh, oh, okay. That I don't think I've heard about. Oh gosh. But despite that, I'll still read the book.
Marty's always got facts.
He is. Yep. But yeah, I just remember like when I was watching Jurassic Park quite young, how I just loved the T-Rex. Like I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared like how I was when I was a year old because I was completely different. because I couldn't quite understand what was going on. But as a kid, it's different because you're able to understand a little bit better. And so seeing T-Rex on the loose. So even though I was feeling bad for the characters for what they were going through, but still just seeing the T-Rex, I'm just like, wow, like, and I'm just like amazed because to me, I just thought like that is just a really an amazing dinosaur, and it just looked so realistic.
Yeah, they look. They're probably. You have to say they're the best dinosaur movies of all time. I mean, I don't think there's
Oh,
any. I mean, they've been doing dinosaur movies since like the late '40s, early '50s, but the Jurassic Park series, they have to be the best out of all of them. Is the way they look.
oh yeah, yeah, definitely. And yeah, I loved how they looked. Yes, so realistic, and especially with the detail, on the skin and the eyes and everything. It just really stands out. Um, Martin says, I gotta turn in, guys, because it's almost 4 a.m. Ah! Awesome stream, Brittany and Joey. Night, guys. Good
Night,
night.
Marty.
Night, Martin.
Were you always into dinosaurs, or just was it Jurassic Park that did it for you? I mean,
Uh,
did you ever watch like King Kong or Godzilla movies when you were a kid?
um, I didn't. I think not until when I was a little older. But yeah, I think what got me into dinosaurs was The Land Before Time and Jurassic Park.
Yeah. I mean, like for me, it was a movie called "The Land That Time Forgot." I saw that when I was a kid, and it was like they went to a time barrier, and next thing you know, they were in a land with dinosaurs and cavemen, and they were trying to get off with the submarine, but the submarine gets crushed by a volcano, and then it was just one man and one woman left, and they had to spend the rest of their life with the dinosaurs. They couldn't get back to that time, which at that time was probably like around the Civil War period. But
Hmm.
I was like, wow, they're stuck and they can't get out, and that's it. Everything everything they ever knew was over.
Wow. I'm okay. I'm curious. How many Godzilla movies are there?
A lot.
Uh,
Um,
16, 20?
I know that they started making them in the mid '50s. I think the first one was, and then in the '60s they did a bunch of them in the '70s, and I think they cooled off a little bit in the '80s, but then in the '90s they started to pitch them out again, and now with the remake that they did and the King Kong movies. So I lost track. I know there's a lot of them, and I grew up with the ones with the guy in the rubber suit, fighting the other guy in the rubber suit. Um, but now what they're doing now with making them look, it's amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like yeah, like the new Godzilla movies, and I've only seen the original one once, and I haven't seen the other older Godzilla movies, but I plan on watching them.
Yeah, you just have to go in with a like a just enjoy it. It's like it's kind of I still enjoy them, but now I mean someone watching them like for the first time, I think they're cheesy sometimes. Um,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but they're fun.
that's good. Yeah, I'll check it out. Um, Martin says, "Oh, before I go, Brittany, check out Primitive War dinosaurs and the Vietnam War is based on a novel and comic book series. Joey, you might get very pulpy, kind of Sergeant Rock, Strange Tales. Night, guys. Good night. Oh, really? So Ethel would know the exact amount of Godzilla movies because he's a Godzilla expert. Good to know. uh, um, but yeah, I would have to.
You said before you talking about Vertigo. Are you an Alfred Hitchcock fan of his movies?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I do like his movies. Let's see. I've seen some of them, although I haven't seen all. But I've also seen The Birds, uh, The Rope, Psycho. Uh, what else? Is that all?
Oh, there's a movie called Strangers on a Train, which is a really good one too, where these two guys meet and they make a deal to do a killing for each other. They have problems with somebody in their life, and the one guy thinks it's kind of a joke and he's playing along, and the other guy's crazy. He's going to do it. So that's I love that one. That's the one they don't talk about. I mean, everybody talks about Psycho and Rear Window and Vertigo, and those are all great films. But I love Rope. That's a good one, and Strangers on a Train is a really good one too.
Nice. Yeah, that one I think I will check out. Definitely.
That's a movie. If they remade today, would do pretty well. Um, if they remade it, they can remake it any time. It came out in the 50s, I believe, but they can make it any
Mhm.
time period. It would just the whole storyline was really well done. So I think that would be a great remake if they ever did that today.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, definitely. So, so Trenchy, I just want to ask because I don't know if you've seen it, but have you seen the show Supernatural? Because yeah, we were talking about it earlier, although I just didn't give anything away. Oh, but I do want to ask, do you have a favorite superhero?
Is this for me or Trenchy?
For you?
Oh, for me, definitely Batman. I love
Oh,
anything Batman. I grew up with the show, and of course the Michael Keaton movie, and uh, the Christian Bale films I love too. So yeah, I would definitely go Batman. I just always loved him.
oh yeah, me too. Yeah, for me it's Batman all the way. Cause yeah, I grew up with yeah with the first one with Michael Keaton, even the second one. I don't think I've watched the second one that much. Um, quite young, only because I think there are some things that I think were quite disturbing, especially I think towards the end. But only one movie that I loved watching over and over again, which stood out to me the most, which is my favorite, and it's that one, uh, Batman Forever.
Oh, with one with Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I mean, a lot of people sometimes they call Val Kilmer the forgotten Batman. They don't really talk about his performance. I thought he did a great job. Um,
Yeah.
they probably should have kept him on again instead of getting George Clooney for the Batman and Robin ones. I thought Val did a better job than Clooney did.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree because I remember when I was watching, because even at the time when I was a teen and when I was watching Batman and Robin and seeing George Clooney as Batman, I thought, okay, well, he is a good actor. He is, but he just doesn't fit the role of Bruce Wayne and Batman. And so seeing him playing Batman, like, I don't get it. I just don't get the same feeling. Like I don't get that Batman vibe from him. And I thought, okay, yeah, I like Michael Keaton as Batman and Val Kilmer, and I thought, I don't know why they brought George Clooney. Like Val Kilmer could have came back because I really enjoyed his performance in Batman Forever.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think they should have gave it to Val instead of George. I mean, uh, the movie was okay. Because I mean, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. I thought he did a good job as Mr. Freeze, and from a visual standpoint, it was fun to look at. But you never got the Batman
Mhm.
vibe from George Clooney. He just never came off as Batman or Bruce Wayne. He was just more,
Yeah.
he was kind of bland.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like there was just nothing there. It just kind of felt like he wasn't giving off that vibe of Bruce Wayne or Batman, and it just felt like he was just pretty much, I think, him being him through the wall.
Well, yeah, he was really popular at that time too. So maybe they were trying to give him to make. They were trying to make him bigger than I don't know why he just didn't fit it. Like out of all the Batman films in the '90s, I thought Batman Returns was the best one. I just liked that whole movie. There was so much going on. Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, Danny DeVito's the Penguin, then you throw in Christopher Walken. There was
Mhm.
just so much going on, and I love the winter aspect where it was cold and snowy, and I like that. I know Jack Nicholson was great as the Joker, and that was a great performance, but I found the second one more fun to watch.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. And I do like Batman Begins, but when it came to The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, I think those ones I didn't quite like as much because it just went too dark for me. And even when it came to having the setting different, like set in the real world instead of the comic book world, yeah, I didn't quite like that as much, but I thought, well, it's still good. But yeah, I think what I liked with the other um, older ones is that it has that comic book feel to it, especially with Batman Forever and how it's just so different. And yeah, I just love Jim Carrey as the Riddler and how everything else is like, even though it's bright, but I love the psychological side of the movie.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Jim Carrey. I mean, who are you gonna get to play the Riddler? But Jim Carrey, he nailed it. And Tommy Lee Jones was Two Face, and he was good in that too. And
Mhm.
yeah, I just like you throw those two characters together, Two Face and the Riddler, and the Riddler's insane, and then Two Face was a hero. He was a district attorney before he got scarred with the acid in his face, and that made him mad. Where he decides with a coin what he's going to do, and most of the time what he does is bad. So I like when they touch on psychological characters like that aren't too stable, and then you always question how stable is Batman. He's got all the money in the world, and he dresses up as a bat and goes out at night, puts his life on the line, to fight a never-ending battle with these villains who just keep coming back.
Exactly. And even through the movie, it just seems like he's just having this weight on him, where I think questioning himself, like, who does he choose? Like, does he get to be himself or Batman? But then at some point, he does come to that decision himself. I actually like this. Now, some people may not like the title or certain things that were said, but I like how at the end of the movie he faces Edward Nygma, the Riddler, and he tells him that he's both Bruce Wayne and Batman, not because he has to be, because now he chooses to be. So I'm just like I've always liked that he said that.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you. I agree. I love the ending for that film too. And like I said, it's underrated of the Batman films.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought it up because no one really brings up Val Kilmer as Batman. You never see any, except when he passed away. Then they were throwing the Batman stuff all over the place too. But I always thought he did a good job. He looked like Bruce Wayne.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I remember thinking as um not not only when I was quite young, but even now, like even when I still watch Batman Forever, you know, like yeah, to me he just looks the part of Bruce Wayne and Batman, and even the costume designs and the way they did his hair in the movie. To me, I just thought, he looked a very handsome Bruce Wayne in the movie, as well as Batman, even in the bat costume.
He definitely had the look and the personality and the charisma, and he was a great actor too. I mean, he's always going to be known for Tombstone when he played Doc Holliday.
Oh
I
yeah.
think that, yeah, I think that gets overshadowed because or his character in Heat, which I thought he did a great job in Heat too. But Val, you got the Batman vibe from him. You got the mysterious thing going on, and he just looked and he acted like Batman, and he had good rapport with Chris O'Donnell, play Robin. So more, he did a better job than Clooney did, of course. Um, so it's a mystery. I don't know why. I'd like to find out why Val didn't come back. Maybe he didn't want to do it, or maybe they wanted to go in a different direction. But I always wanted to know why they didn't bring him back because Val Kilmer at that time was one of the biggest actors in the world.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Because yeah, in that time in the 90s, yeah, he was doing some good movies around that time. And I think when Tombstone came out, it was when was it? 92, 93, around there?
Tombstone, yeah, 93, 94, something like that. Maybe 93.
Yeah. Yeah, it says here 1993.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so when Batman Forever came out, it was June 16th, 1995. So around that time, I was 3 years old. And my mom, what was she? So when her and my dad were together at that time, you know, they took me and my older sister to see it. And I think my younger sister was there too, but she was just a baby. And so even my mom told me that through the whole time, cried, didn't fuss at all. And I was just very calm. And I was just watching the whole movie.
You could have been taking it in, even that you were so young, Because you ever hear the story about like when women are pregnant and they'll listen to music and they say the baby starts to develop a comfort for certain things, and maybe that could be the same thing with toddlers and kids when they're introduced to a movie or something like that. And like for me, my mom just sat me in front of a TV set, and if there was an action movie on, I was happy. And to this day, I'm still watching action movies, or superhero stuff. So you never know what's going to influence you for later on in life.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And and just get so excited when I hear it because I just wrote that song. And I remember because even after some time after Val Kilmer had passed, of course, I was just so sad to have heard about it. But at some point, when I was on my laptop listening to music, I had the playlist had it was a shuffle that random, and all of a sudden, um, the song came on, and um, and so when it came on, I was just I was just glad it came on. And what's also funny is that when I was in the kitchen talking to my mom, she had her earphones, her headphones, and so when she was holding them and she was talking to me, and then somehow very faintly, I can hear a familiar song and I recognize the music. And the more I heard it, I knew what it was. And then my eyes got wide, and my mom saw it and she's like, "What?" And so I grabbed her headphones, put it on, and it was Kiss from a Rose. And all of a sudden, I just was like smiling, and I let her listen to it, and yeah, then she adored me. And it's just like, oh, I'm like, it's one of your favorite songs. I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, you guys had a nice little moment there.
hmm Yeah.
What's your favorite
Yeah.
music?
Um, like music in general.
Like what do you listen to? Like do you like classical? Do you like classic rock? Do you like disco? Do you like new wave? Do you like alternative?
Um, well, that is a good question. I like different kinds of music. So I think depends on the music where, I'm not as picky, but then there are some where I don't like. But other than that, I'm open to listen to any kind of music, and also depending on like who, like maybe the kind of band or the kind of music artists.
Yeah, I'm the same way. My playlist varies from. I mean, I love stuff from the '60s, the '70s, the '80s, the '90s. Sometimes I listen to just movie music, like soundtracks from films that I love, and I'll listen to that. So it depends on I don't how you what kind of mood you're in.
Mhm.
The mood for.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And yeah, I love songs from from the 70s, 80s, and 90s um as well.
Yeah, I would have to say if I had to pick my favorite singer of all time, it would definitely be Bruce Springsteen. I love him.
I think I might have heard some of his songs. I think I just can't think of any at the moment.
If you could see one singer in concert, one group, like it could be somebody that's dead, who would you want to see? Someone from like all time, like say it could have been Elvis, or it could have been the Bee Gees, or it could have been Amy Winehouse. If you could pick one singer to see in concert, who would you pick? or group?
or both?
Yeah, you can pick single or a group.
Yeah. Okay. Is this someone who has passed away or still alive?
It could be anyone.
Okay,
Like
anyone.
anybody who's living or dead. Like if you, you know
Okay.
who yeah.
Hmm. That's a good question. I would definitely say Brian Adams.
Oh, I like Brian Adams too.
Nice. Yeah, he has this yeah, really good songs. I don't know if you heard of these songs of his. You probably have, but the movie, one of my favorite movies, Spirit, about a horse, Spirit Sound of the Cimarron. He actually sang songs for that movie, and even those songs are just great. And yeah, I love the movie. I love the songs he sang for Spirit, and yeah, it's just my favorite.
Was that the animated movie?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Okay, I actually it's been a long time, but I saw that before, and I thought that was a great movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, me too. Cause yeah, honestly, I can relate to that movie and to the character personally. Now I know he's a horse, but it's just like I can only relate to him metaphorically. Like the things he had to go through is like I felt like the frustration and the emotional um like pain like he went through, and so it's like I can only relate to him in a yeah metaphorically and in some emotional way, but yeah, and I think because of that, that's why I just love the movie because I can really relate to the character in that way. And yeah, since then, it's one of my favorite movies.
So we'll find out some about you. We found you love the movie Spirit. Batman Forever is your favorite Batman movie.
Hmm.
So we're getting a different side of Brittany tonight.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And um, yeah, I might have to do another video about this, like another video, like maybe 5 things you may not know about me. And I think one of them I will say is that even though there are some people that might think that I appear as shy and introvert and just kind of keep things in, I don't, and I'm not exactly an introvert. I call the ambivert, something like that, where I want to be an extrovert, so I'm both. So it's like I know when not to talk, but I also know when to talk when I'm talking to someone. And so, yeah, I'm both. And then I am definitely not shy, especially when I'm talking to someone and I get along with them very well. Then, yeah, I'm definitely not shy at all. And um, no one knows this because I don't think I've shown this side, but I am quite stubborn. So if someone were to tell me, I think maybe you should do this instead because maybe it just might be better for you. But even if I don't like that option, I'll be like, well, I don't know. Like maybe I just want to do something different, and I will. I'll do the opposite.
Well, it's always good that you have your options. You know,
Mhm.
if you do what you want to do, that you think that's it's the right thing, then you should always do it, not what anybody else tells you. I can tell you're not shy because, well, to have a YouTube channel and talk sometimes by yourself for however long, you can't really be shy to do that. So you have to have some kind of personality and skill to do that. So I knew you weren't shy because I met you before on Marty's show a couple of times too. So I knew you weren't too shy, but you know, that's a good idea you had to come out and like 5 different things that we don't know about you that that you're letting us in. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and I think I should do that soon. Trying to think that if I were to do my other videos, it could be maybe in about 2 days um or sometime this week.
Yeah,
But
that's cool.
yeah, yeah, we'll do that. But yeah, in case I don't know if you noticed, but I am like shivering right now because the air conditioner is on and I'm getting cold. So it's like I'm shivering.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm trying so hard like not to shiver, but it's impossible not to.
That's happened to me before where the air conditioner's on and when the air conditioner's going strong like that, you start to get those chills. You want to get a little warmth.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I gotta say before I go that yeah, when you do start watching Supernatural, let me know, and then that way I could prepare to do a live stream on the show sometime in October.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Oh yeah, yeah, it'll definitely be fun.
Yeah, but thank you for bringing me on here tonight. I appreciate it. I didn't expect it, and it was nice of you to do that. So it was nice getting together with you.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, it was nice, having you on here. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Good. Glad to hear. And yeah, we could definitely do this again sometime.
That sounds like fun to me. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. And I always thought you had a great channel. So thanks for having me guest star tonight.
You're very welcome. I enjoy having you here.
I enjoyed being here. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And anyone who's watching, I hope you have a good night or good morning, depending the time over there. Sorry. Um, yeah, so hope you're having a good night, Trenchy. Good night.
Good night.
Did it end?